Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to another entry in our Community Cast series. In this match, we're going to have a showdown between the Warriors of Chaos led by Kolek Suneater and the Lizardmen who are going to be led by Jabba the Hutt. So without further ado, let's jump right into this match and have some fun. So for the Warriors of Chaos in the front line, it looks like it's going to be almost an entire core of the Chaos Warriors with great weapons. So definitely not a bad choice. These bad boys do have 100 armor, and as you know, Saurus as well as Skink cohorts, which commonly make up the Dino front line, have very poor armor piercing values. On top of that, they have decent AP themselves, 38 weapon damage, and 28 of that is armor piercing. So definitely not bad. If they have to fight dinosaurs, they can. Granted, cycle charging dinosaurs or Bastillodons or things like that will still do very good against them, but at least they can give it back a little bit. There is a case to be made for the sword and shield variant, or the axe and shield of the Chaos Warriors. They do have higher melee defense, so they take less damage from the Saurus, and they can also take the skirmishing a little bit better from Skinks, but I still think the Chaos Warriors with great weapons are a very, very solid choice here. So he does have 3 or 4 of those in total. Looks like 4 in the front line here. Here is his anti-skirmishing core. So this is actually a really, really cool shot right here. He has the Aspiring Champions who do have the silver shields and encouragement. Definitely very solid against like low-tier lizard infantry, like, well, not low-tier, but just Saurus and things like that. And he's got some Marauders. So maybe if there was like a big vanguard of like Skinks, he was going to use these guys to kind of waste their ammunition, which definitely is not a bad idea. So cool stuff right there, something you don't see terribly often. On the flanks, Marauder Horsemen. And more Marauder Horsemen, so not getting the throwing axes. Looks like these guys are probably just there to deal with Chameleon Skink. So a very common strategy for the Lizardmen is just to get like Mazdamundi plus 2 Skinks and just sit them above the Chaos Army and just have them poke down Kolek over the course of the whole game. So having the 2 Marauder Horsemen here to kind of counter that is definitely not bad at all. Got some Halberds in the back, Chaos Warriors, he's got some Hounds, he's got the double Shaggoth party, so he has Kolek, of course, anti-large, armor piercing, very good against the dinos, and a Shaggoth, so they're going to be having a 2v2 Royal Rumble against the double Saurus Scar Veteran over there, should be fun, and a Final Transmutation and Scroll of Shielding, which is very good in kind of duelist situations. So for the dinos, double Chameleon Skink going to be doing some counter skirmishing, probably poking down Marauder Horsemen, things like that. Definitely not a bad choice at all. Over in the forest, he does have some Cold One Spear Riders, so an anti-large high mass contingent of dinosaurs riding on Velociraptors or Dino on Dino action, who are going to be trying to pin down the Shaggoths, maybe assisting the Saurus Scar Veterans in the anti-large fight. In the front line for the dinos, it's just Saurus Warriors with shields. You obviously don't really need the shields here, but they do give you 6 more melee defense. Yeah, I think so, give or take. When you bring the shielded variant, so not bad at all. He does have Lord Mazdamundi with Nets, Harmonic Convergence, Apotheosis, a Rev Crystal, which is pretty much always good, just massive value on the Saurus Scar Veterans, healing those guys. And the double Saurus Scar Vets, which are anti-large armor-piercing duelists with Cold Blood, just all kinds of good stuff coming from them. They have a Foe Seeker as well as the Deadly Onslaught, so they can duel the Shaggoths, just go straight up fisticuffs. But the Final Transmutation definitely going to help out quite a bit. So without further ado, let's get the show on the road. So over here, some light skirmishing out of the gates. Some Marauder Horsemen taking some fire here from the Chameleon Skinks, but they're going to run up into the trees. And at the very least, he is occupying the Skinks. They're going to be running off to chase those guys instead of poking here in the front line. And it looks like the dinos are going to be falling back a little bit. I think because of the skirmish here in the forest, they want to like deal with that before they take the main fight. So they can then get these forces in the main fight, which is definitely not a bad idea. The other Marauder Horsemen on the far side are going to be riding around the dino formation, looking to get into the cookie jar a little bit. And the frontline engagement looks like it's about to be underway. So the Chaos Marauders and the Aspiring Champs going to charge into the Saurus Warriors, and the Chaos Warriors with great opens also going to collide there in the front line. Chaos definitely has an infantry advantage, like hands down. But the Saurus Scar Vets plus the magic of Mazdamundi are going to be pretty tough to deal with. So the Aspiring Champions have taken to the fight in the front line. Such a cool looking unit, these guys. It's too bad they're not like a little bit stronger. I mean, you don't see them terribly often, but they only cost $550. So I guess one group isn't a huge investment. But here they're able to do some slaps there on the Saurus Warriors, and the Chaos Warriors with great weapons now going to push in, since this one group of like chaff basically absorbed this entire charge. On the far side, a very, very good play from the dinos. They're able to actually get a net. So the net of Animatalk going down on Kolek, Harmonic Convergence going down, giving a melee attack, Deadly Onslaught, all kinds of crazy stuff. And it looks like Kolek's actually getting chewed on a little bit, not massive damage. He does pull over the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth and some Chaos Warriors to help. But the other Saurus Scar Vet also pops Foe Seeker and Deadly Onslaught. And it looks like the Shaggoths are taking kind of the short end of the stick here. So they're getting beaten on a little bit. And it looks like there's going to be a banishment from Mazdamundi going down, but also an overcasted Final Transmutation going down here. But Shield of the Old One's just beautiful play from the Lizards. So the Shield of the Old One actually mitigates a massive amount of the damage from the Final Transmutation, if I'm not mistaken. I think if you cast it afterwards, it still does. And it looks like this Dragon Ogre Shaggoth is being taken into another dimension by these dinos, just straight up feasting on him. You can see his HP is down to almost less than 1,000. Man, he's just getting annihilated by these guys. But the Chaos Warriors do get the Halberds up here. They're going to support. He did do pretty good damage to the Saurus Scar Vet. So, I mean, he almost got one down, maybe kind of to the limit here. But yeah, that healing, the Cold Blood is just absolutely so powerful. This one Shaggoth, 500 HP, is pretty much done. But the Chaos Warriors pretty much dominate in regards to the infantry fight. It looks like the Thunderbolt coming down from Kolek, the Lord of the Storm, and the Saurus are kind of being pushed back by the Chaos Warriors. But the biggest thing is going to be trying to deal with these Saurus Scarvets. You have a Cold Blood here. These guys are healing. Lord Masamani does have Apotheosis and many methodologies for healing these bad boys here. So regardless, Kolek's going to be pushing back in, and it looks like the Bastiladon with the Rev Crystal is a little bit isolated. So Kolek coming in with the Star Crusher. I mean, he doesn't actually have the item, but I mean, he is wielding Star Crusher. So he's going to be chasing down the Bastiladon right here, and maybe it looks like he's just going to kind of wave as it walks into the distance. That definitely would be a good target to pursue there. He does also have the Chaos Sorcerer with the Lore of Metal, so, you know, he's still got some heroic tools to help take down these big dinosaurs. And the Chaos Warriors are just so dominant in regards to the infantry fight. Chaos Warriors with halberds cleaning up shop. Saurus are being pushed back. The Cold One Spear Riders actually pushed in to, I think, help out in this engagement here. The one that was over here with the Final Transmutation, and I think they got taken apart by the halberds as well. On top of that, it also looks like the Warriors of Chaos do have some Marauder Horsemen as well as a couple of groups of hounds. So Chaos Poison Warhounds, 49 models, some Marauder Horsemen, as well as another group of Marauder Horsemen, 31 models, who had previously routed, but now these bad boys can come back, they can chase down the Chameleons. And in high-level play, this is very important. If these Chameleons, for example, had been left alone, let's just say these guys jumped into the main fight, yes, they might have gotten some value, but they're going to net so much more value by chasing down these really beat-up Lizardmen units that in the fourth quarter could really make a huge difference. Over here, we have a pretty important fight. You can see that Kolek Sun Eater does get caught in a net of Amatoch from Jabba the Hutt. So the two Saurus Guard veterans, Foe Seeker, Deadly Onslaught, just all the buffs being popped, Harmonic Convergence as well, giving the melee attack and melee defense. Things are about to get real crunked for Kolek. I mean, if he survives it, that's going to be really, really impressive. But the two Saurus Guard vets working on him a little bit. He's at 38, now he's at 3,300. It looks like there's also going to be a Bastiladon with the Rev Crystal in there trying to get some business done. But the Warriors of Chaos actually have a ton of infantry. So Kolek's able to juke those guys out, the Halberds and the Chaos Warriors. And even though Chaos Warriors with Great Weapons are meant against armored infantry, like I said earlier, they can still do some pretty good damage against armored monsters. Kolek actually comes in with a really nice counterattack right there, but Jabba the Hutt winding up Ruination of Cities, which is pretty much guaranteed value at this point. The Warriors of Chaos are just like in a perfect circle right here, and it looks like a banishment going down as well, which is absolutely brutal, and that actually pulls the balance of power back a little bit in the Dino's favor, and it looks like these Saurus Scar vets are on the hunt. So right now, their speed is, let's see what they are, 57? They must be some poison. Yeah, there's a little bit of a poison hound action going on here. So they're not going to be able to catch Kolek. He can probably just go around and pick off some of the scraps here. But the Warriors of Chaos are still holding relatively firm. He does have the Chaos Sorcerer with the Lore of Metal. This guy, not a bad combatant himself. Maybe he'll have enough for another final transmutation. That would definitely help the Warriors of Chaos get back in this game here. Now you can see the balance definitely favoring the Dinos a little bit here. So Kolek's on the run pretty much. He is dodging those poison darts pretty well. He's still not poisoned. He has 78 speed. It looks like he does get poisoned there, but why is it not slowing his speed down? Speed is 78 base, but it seems like it's just kind of staying despite the poison, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But regardless, the Saurus Scar veteran in here is a little bit surrounded. The Marauder Horsemen do have okay mass. They're actually getting a little bit of work done on the Saurus Scar vet, just these like low tier Marauders. And Kolek is actually able to outmaneuver those two dinosaurs. He gets in there and he's going to start beating on this toad a little bit. It looks like no, he just comes in for one attack and actually runs. He's really respecting the Saurus Scar veterans. He's kind of like feeling out where he's going to play. You can see that he's microing very, very well here. But the Scar vets are going to come in. He's taking a bit of a tight angle, running past the halberds, trying to ensure that the dinosaurs are engaged on by the halberds. So there he goes. He cuts back and through, which means the Saurus Scar vets are going to be jumping into halberd play a little bit. It looks like there's going to be some sort of a final transmutation. If that's another final transmutation, that could be enough. So that is going to do a ton of damage to these bad boys. It isn't overcasted, and a very good response from the Lizardmen here. The shield of the old ones is going to mitigate a lot of that damage. It did get one or two ticks off, but still, look how much work it did on the Saurus Scar veterans. That was absolutely beautiful. And at this point, Kolek, you know, he has halberds, he has Chaos Warriors, he has his caster here. He's like, you know what? I can stand and go. Let's drop some bows. He's going to stand here and fight. The Saurus Scar veteran is getting pretty beat up. 500 HP, -5 leadership. Kolek with the anti-large bonus, and he crushes the Saurus Scar veteran. So that guy goes down with a thud on top of some of those Chaos Marauders. But beautiful, beautiful stuff here from Kolek Sun Eater, just fighting to the bitter end. Very good control, getting him up and around and through those halberds. There still is another Saurus Scar vet who's not in the best shape. He has 1,500 HP. Kolek has 2,600, so Kolek can definitely bully him here. And it's rapidly starting to look like the Warriors of Chaos, who were in very dire straits here a moment ago, are maybe going to be able to take command of the game. So these Chaos Warriors with the Great Weapons piling back in, but they do get caught by some Saurus. They're easily going to turn and fight and probably win that engagement. On the far side, the Warriors of Chaos, like I said, doing a pretty good job with the Chaos Warhounds, just chasing down the scraps, keeping things from rallying back to the battlefield. And now Kolek is just kind of taking his time going after the high-value target. So the bounce power now in the favor of Chaos. He's like, okay, if you're going to run with the Bastiladons, I'm going to go for the fat, slow toad, the Cheeto master here. And you can see he's down to 3,100 HP. Kolek, and he's large too. Mazdamundi's a thick boy, and he's going to be taking some work here from Kolek. And is that a... Oh, I was going to say another final transmutation that's actually a Plague of Rust, which is going to make him even squishier. Kolek does fall back to avoid the Saurus Scar veteran, but he's probably just going to kind of charge in again. He's just trying to like reset the engagement so he can get the good engagement here. So the Chaos Warriors with Garethans pushing back in, and it looks like the Toad is taking quite a bit of work. He's down to 2,000 HP. The Saurus Scar vet healed up quite a bit. Must have been an Apotheosis or maybe a Cold Blood or something. And he's now quite a bit healthier than Kolek. So Kolek definitely needs to tread carefully, but the withering damage of these Chaos Warriors just kind of clubbing on the toilet seat of Mazdamundi here as he does try and get away. But Kolek coming in to finish him off. And even if Kolek were to fall, there still is the caster, as well as a bunch of halberds, so it might be a little bit tough for the Scarvet to finish things off on his own. So Mazdamundi is broken at this point. He has 400 HP. Kolek's easily going to be able to swoop in there and finish him off, or he could just turn around and go for the Scarvet. But the Scarvet's also taken some work. He's taken about 400 or 500 damage since we last looked. Kolek looks like he's going for that booty, and yes, he's able to club the fat, disgusting Toad into another universe. And here comes the Saurus Scarvet. So he's going to be fighting Kolek a little bit beat up, but I think with the supporting elements, the Poison Hounds, and the Chaos Source with the Lord Metal kind of piling in here, he's easily going to take this engagement. So great game. I mean, I really thought the Warriors of Chaos, after losing that Shaggoth initially, were like 100% done. But some really masterful control with Kolek was able to get him back in the game. But it wasn't just that. He also had a substantial infantry in regards, a substantial advantage in regards to the infantry fight. Chaos Warriors, Halberds, like all his troops just ran over the dinos. So the dinos were kind of fighting. Yes, it seemed like they had the monstrous advantage, but they didn't really have like the supporting elements on the ground to allow them to fight and sustain combat without taking a ton of damage. So yeah, it was a great play by both players. Romulan Dog definitely had a very strong build. Kolek and the Shaggoth for the monsters. The Marauder Horsemen, I'm surprised they weren't throwing axes, but I like I said earlier in the beginning of the cast, I think they were there to take on the what's it called? The Skink Chiefs, which are very, very common and extremely annoying. Like if you don't have any sort of like respect for the Skink Chiefs, they're just going to sit and poke down your Chaos Sorcerer with the Lord Metal, and like you're just not going to have a caster halfway through the game. Or they'll go after Kolek, and it's equally as tough. So I really like that, bringing those bad boys, and he just did a pretty good job with him, like chasing down Skinks and just cleaning up the back line. And for Zablosky, I liked his army quite a bit as well. Mazdamundi, always a threat. The double Saurus Scar veteran can definitely go fisticuffs, as you guys saw. Just a couple little engagements were really what... I mean, and Zablosky had some beautiful plays as well. Like his Nets of Amnitok, pinning down the Dragon Ogres, or Kolek in the late game was really good. Initially, he was able to isolate it in the same way. I mean, he had some really, really good play as well. So very well played, Romulan Dog and Zablosky. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this community cast. And let me know also what... I've been playing quick battles lately, and let me know what races you guys would really like to see. Is there anything that you guys feel is neglected here on the channel? I just like to check in with you guys periodically and see what you guys would like to see. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you guys next time.